Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Cube Draft. But first, a very exciting announcement, at least for me. The Braves are World Series champions. I'm so happy about this. Got my hat and my shirt. This is the first time this happened in my life. The last time any Atlanta sports team in the major sports won was 1995, the year before I was born. I was at the game last night in Atlanta. It was just amazing. So much fun. I'm feeling good. We're ready to trophy now to celebrate even more, and we have a good start with a Dak Faden. This card is super strong. There's also Glenn and Ancient Tomb as considerations, but we're definitely taking the Dak. This card, there's just so many artifacts in this format. It's very, very common for your opponent to just go turn 2 a Signet, you go turn 2 Dak, steal, or turn 3 Dak, steal your Signet. And that's like stone, it destroys their land, it ramps you, and you still have a Planeswalker left over, and then sometimes it can even steal like a Blightsteel Colossus. So, very happy to get this. In general, I prefer to lead with a card that's only one color, but this is a good enough card that's an exception. And now we're going to take Remand, which is another great pickup. There's a lot of considerations here. Through the Breach is pretty good, especially if you have a lot of card filtering, and Dak Faden is good at finding your combo. If this was a sneak attack, I would probably take it. There is Probe, which is just a solid card. There's Breeding Pool, which is pretty good. Notably, Dak Faden is very, very good with Uro. It fills the graveyard quickly, and you can dig through your deck to find them. So I wouldn't mind being able to splash that. Mana Vault's just a great card. There's GT, but Remand is premium interaction. 2 mana interaction, very, very efficient. It draws a card. Just a great card all around. Ooh. Okay, I think we take Ashiok here. There's also Mox Diamond, which is pretty good, especially if we have card draw. Also, Time Warp and the Blightsteel that we're hoping to steal with Dak. But Ashiok is really, really good, and Remand into Dak or Ashiok is just game-winning in a lot of matchups. This does put us into 3 colors, so we're going to need to prioritize mana fixing pretty highly, but these cards are good enough that I think it's worth it, especially if it can be heavy blue with a small splash of black and red. Valky would be an interesting option on the wheel. If we're playing black and red, then we could cast it as the 7-drop Planeswalker. There's also Darkfleet Daredevil, but yeah, we're taking the Ashiok. The best card that we could realistically get here would honestly be just some fixing, I think. Either a fetch land that's blue, like a blue fetch land, or like a Bloodstained Mire, or Underground Sea / Blood Crypt, something like that. Sorry, I just quickly making sure that the pause feature was working correctly. Alright, this pack is decent. The 2 main cards I'm looking at are Abrade and Brainstorm. Brainstorm is better if we can support it, if we have fetch lands and stuff like that. Abrade is good interaction. But I'm kind of leaning towards the Brainstorm because I would like to be as blue as possible and just have that consistency. Yeah, I'm going to take the Brainstorm here over the Abrade here. Still looking for some of that mana fixing. Now that we have Brainstorm, fetch lands go up in value even more. This is also looking like a deck that will fill the graveyard quickly. So while I don't think we're going to be doing Uro things, we could definitely be playing some Delve cards. Treasure Cruise or Dig Through Time look pretty good here. Okay, Bloodchief's Thirst is a solid pickup. Good, cheap interaction that can hit Planeswalkers in the late game. Not much else to consider here. I guess Dragon's Rage Channeler could be okay, but I think I'd rather just take the interaction. So there's 3 ways we could build this. One is, well, I guess really 4. We could be base blue, where we're playing mostly islands and then splashing a couple powerful multicolored cards. Or we could be base blue-red or base blue-black. And we'll see which one looks the most open. This is an interesting point for that. Like, there's Duress and there's Inferno Titan if we wanted to go in one of those directions. But I think I'm still going to stay heavy blue and just take the Muldrifter. Yeah, I think that's correct. If this was a Thoughtseize, I would take Thoughtseize. And Inferno Titan is really, really good. But it's pretty expensive, and there's a lot of good expensive cards. So I'd rather take the card draw. Also, cards like Inferno Titan tend to go later than Muldrifter. I mean, I don't think Inferno Titan will wheel. But getting premium, efficient card draw is pretty tough to do. Like, these cards get taken very early by a lot of people. So I like spending the early picks here, and then even if it's not specifically Inferno Titan, hopefully we can get some big haymakers to close out the game with our later picks. A couple pieces of fixing that unfortunately do not help us. There's a gold card also that's not very good for us. Um, well, I'll note green looks open. I'm not going to pivot to green because I really like this start, but green is looking pretty open. I think I'm actually taking Nahiri here. Yeah, let's take the Nahiri. It might not end up being playable, but if we could cast it, it would be pretty strong in this sort of deck, and we already have a thing we can we can fetch up with it in the Mold Drifter. Okay, Hero's Downfall, Karn, Suspicious Stowaway. I think I like just taking the Karn here. And maybe it's... Actually, no, I'll take the Suspicious Stowaway. This helps us to filter... Well, actually, no, I'm going to take Karn. I'm going to take Karn. If we end up with no Signet, this will be a little bit worse, but I like having a lot of Planeswalkers in these sorts of decks, and if we do end up getting some Signets, that will make this really good. Okay, now we have Kitesail Freebooter versus Needle Spires. I think I'll just take the Freebooter. It's not amazing, but it is cheap interaction. Okay, it looks like black is more open. I don't think Probe is that good. We don't have any particular combos with it at the moment. So I'm going to take this, and it looks like we'll be base blue-black, splashing red for Dak. Now we can take Valky. That's a nice wheel. A Braid wheels too. Okay. So we're getting all sorts of spells. The fixing is not there at all yet, so hopefully we can address that soon. None of these are playable. None of these are playable for us. All right, don't think Nahiri is going to be making the cut. Nahiri is worse than Dak Faden and also harder to cast. So we have a lot of spells that I'm really happy about playing, but very, very poor mana fixing, as in no mana fixing. So I'm at a point now where I'll be taking even bad fixing like Blackleaf Cliffs over most spells. I mean, we'll take Ancestral Recall, sure, but I really do want to get some fixing. It's sort of good to see a gold card in our colors go last pick, even though we're not going to be able to play it. That might mean that we could get a late Expressive Iteration. Ooh. Wow, this is quite a pack for us. Teferi would be great. I wish we had the mana to support that, but we do not. There's Bolt, Treachery, and Thoughtseize as really good interaction, but I think we got to take the Watery Grave here. Thoughtseize is almost good enough that it's worth taking even over a Great Fixing. And maybe I would take this over Darkslick Shores, but Watery Grave is just too good. If Spireblood Canal wheels, that would be amazing. Otherwise, honestly, we probably won't get too much from this pack, but got to take the fixing here. This is some of the best fixing we could take. Ooh, well, now there's a Mana Drain. Demonic Tutor would be good, but yeah, Mana Drain is just very, very strong. This isn't the best Mana Drain deck right now, but it's still a great pickup. And it may become a better Mana Drain deck as the draft goes on. Now we have Haunted Ridge versus Liliana the Last Hope and Spell Pierce. I know I just said I want to take fixing really highly. Haunted Ridge is not good fixing, but it is some fixing. But also it might come around. Yeah, I'm actually going to take the Spell Pierce. I could definitely imagine regretting this if we end up with way too many playables and terrible fixing. But some of these cards are cuttable. Like, we don't need to play Kitesail Freebooter. And, yeah, I think I just want to... Like, Spell Pierce is so good. This is very, very strong. Now we have no fixing in this pack, though, unfortunately. I think we take Firebolt. Phantasmal Image is decent also. It's good with Mold Drifter and Ravenous Chupacabra. But I think I'd rather take the cheap removal. Okay, here's Kroxa. Yeah, I think we just take the Kroxa. This is a great Kroxa deck. Shriekmaw is also decent. Walking Blitz is fine. But yeah, Kroxa is very strong. It might wheel, but there's nothing else we really want from that pack. And, oof, 3 Signets, but none of them help us. Or none of them are double on color release. I think we just take Factor Fiction here. It's great with Kroxa. It's very splashable, so it's easy on the mana. Great with Mana Drain as well. There is Gaunty and Unholy Heat, and hopefully one of those comes around, but I'm pretty happy to get the Factor Fiction. Now we'll take Expressive Iteration, which is great. This card is very strong. Spellseeker wouldn't be bad, and if we had Ancestral Recall or something, I would get this. I guess it can pick up Mana Drain, which is sort of nice, but Expressive Iteration is very, very strong. The mana is looking even worse, though, now. We've only gotten one piece of fixing in this pack, so really going to have to prioritize that going forward. I know I already said we were going to prioritize it, but that's even more true now. We also have fairly stringent mana requirements. Like, we're trying to support blue in a deck that's also trying to support black, red. We can play 18 lands, which is a form of fixing. Ugh. This pack is pretty bad. I guess Bloodthirsty Adversary actually could be decent here. And then there's also Pestermite in case we pick up a late twin. I think I'll pick up the Pestermite. Bloodthirsty Adversary is not amazing in my opinion. It's okay, but I think I'd rather go for the high upside pick of the Pestermite. Nice. Spire Bluff Canal came around. That was not to be taken for granted. I didn't really think that was likely, but I'm very happy about it. We will take it. Still don't have good mana fixing, but we have twice as many duels as we did one pick ago, which is a good place to start. Okay. I mean, we'll take the twin. I don't think I'm going to play this combo if we have just Pestermite and Splinter Twin, but if we get Kiki Jiki or just and Deceiver Exarch or get some more redundancy for that, then I think I would go in that direction. And in that case, we would probably try and go with a little bit more of a black splash, like maybe cut Croxa and Chupacabra and Bloodchief's Thirst, and just splash Ashiok Valky or something. But we'll see where we end up. We would need some blue-red fixing to really make that work, especially if we're trying to play Kiki Jiki, which is triple red. Okay, sweet. We're wheeling the lands, which is very unlikely. I really didn't think that would happen, but not complaining at all. Watery Grave, Spire Bluff Canal, and Haunted Ridge. None of these are very good for us. Lotus Bloom can help fix our mana. This is disrespectfully late to Larian Academy. But let's just take Kozilek here. It's good sideboard hate against Storm. Now we can take a Shriek Maw, which is pretty good. Gonti, also pretty good. And Nighthawk Scavenger. So if we end up with blue-black, we have a lot of good spells. Nighthawk Scavenger is a card that maybe we'll start on the board, but I really do like Gonti a lot. That's a card I'd be happy to play. Karn is looking a bit sketchy here, at least for the main deck. We have no artifacts, so the constructs aren't very good. Some interesting options here. Fallen Shinobi is strong, although we have a slightly low creature count for it. There's some decent removal in Infernal Grasp and decent interaction in Inquisition. Shark Typhoon is pretty good. Shinobi, Dig Through Time, but I think I like just taking the Chrome Mox here. Yeah, let's take the Chrome Mox. Accelerating into some of these plays is really good, and this also helps to fix our mana. Okay, really good cards here for us. Underground Sea, Murderous Rider, Verdant Catacombs. I think we'd rather take the Catacombs than the Underground Sea because Catacombs can already get Watery Grave, and then we're hoping that by the end of the draft it'll also be able to get red. And it puts a card in the graveyard for Croxa. There's no chance the Underground Sea wheels, but if it somehow did, that would be amazing. We're more likely hoping to get Murderous Rider out of this pack. So Blood Crypt is one of the highest priorities now because that would make, it would be a good land in its own right, and it would make Verdant Catacombs get red. Instead of that, though, we have a bad pack. Imperial Recruiter could be good. Actually, this card looks decent. It can get Valky, it can get Ravenous Chupacabra, it can get Gonti, and it can get Mole Drifter. And then if we end up with Kiki Jiki, it could get that too. The other option would be Ophiomancer, but sure, I'll take the Imperial Recruiter. Okay, now we have Consecrated Sphinx versus Rakdos Signet. There's also Treasure Cruise, but I don't love Treasure Cruise here when we're trying to do Croxa. This isn't really looking like a Signet deck, although maybe we should just take the Signet. The thing is we have a lot of 2-mana plays. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Consecrated Sphinx here. It's very good with mana drain, among other things. Okay, I'm going to take the Fumarole here. I would love Control Magic, but yeah, definitely going to prioritize the fixing in this situation. We have lots of good spells. Now we have Layla's the best card here. There's Ancestral Vision as well, Karakas, Night's Whisper. This is really close, actually. Part of me wants to just take the Layla. Yeah, I'll take this card. This card has really impressed me. Well, Night's Whisper is good, but I think Layla's a little bit more powerful, and I like that it is a proactive threat. Now we can take the Scarab God, good late pickup. It's very good with our evoke creatures. There's a Deceiver Exarch, but I don't think I want to do that combo here. Yeah, I think I'd rather just take the good interaction. We don't need that combo to win the game. Ooh, everything we wanted wheeled. Fallen Shinobi or Inquisition. I think they're both a bit better than Infernal Grasp. We have 10 creatures. Yeah, we can take the Shinobi here. Oh, whoops. Okay, yeah, we took the Shinobi here. So we need to make some cuts. We do get the Murderous Rider. That's pretty good. This deck is looking really strong. I think we cut Imperial Recruiter. It's decent, but it's just a little bit slow. And we need to make one more cut. It could just be Brainstorm, actually. We don't have many shuffle effects, especially after cutting the Recruiter. We have one fetch land. And that's really it. Ophiomancer is a good sideboard card for matchups where they're attacking us on the ground. This deck is a little light on removal. I really wish we had one Toxic Deluge. But yeah, let's cut the Brainstorm. It doesn't look that impressive. Blue is honestly a bit more of a splash color now. I still think I will play the Mana Drain because of the upside. And our mana is decent. But yeah, this deck looks really sweet. The mana's only okay, but it's not horrible. Okay, Rotting Regisaur is good against Mono Red. That's not a terrible sideboard option. We have a good sideboard here. Kitesail Freebooter is good interaction. Actually, maybe we want to play the Freebooter in the main deck now that we have Fallen Shinobi. It's a great enabler for that. We already have a lot of 2-mana plays, though. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with this main deck, and then we can bring in Freebooter in some matchups. I don't think this is good because it's hard to cast. I'm going to take Recurring Nightmare, and that'll be pretty good in really grindy matchups where we can be looping Moldrifters and Chupacabras or something like that. Now, Ludovic. Yeah, I mean, this deck looks pretty sweet. I wish we had more Moxen than just this one Chrome Mox, but I'm happy we have at least the Chrome Mox because this deck will... Like, if we can go turn 1, Valky, turn 2, like Planeswalker, that's what we really want to be doing here. So, let's add some lands. 4-4-4. I guess we have a pretty even split. So, for red spells, we have 7. For black spells, we have 11. And for blue spells, we have 11. So, we have the least red. This gives us for blue sources 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like 8.5. That's not great. The mana is not going to be good here in general. For black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. And for red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Okay, I think we just need to run that. It's not good for any of the colors particularly. We could play an 18th land, but we already have the Chrome Mox, so... I think we just run this and then accept that we're going to have to mulligan some hands because of the colored mana situation. That is certainly the weakest point of this deck. Although, in the times where we took land or spells over lands, I think the lands pretty much ended up wheeling. So we didn't see that many lands that we didn't take. I think the only time when there was the land we didn't take, we took another land. Because there was the Verdant Catacombs and the Underground Sea in the same pack. And I do stand by the choice of the Verdant Catacombs there. So... yeah, the mana's bad here, but it's not the worst ever, and our spells are very, very strong. Lots of efficient card advantage, efficient interaction, some very, very good win conditions that can take over the game on their own. We have a few combos with Layla, not a ton, but it is good with I mean, it's good on its own. You don't need combos with it to make it good, but then it is also especially good with the Scarab God, and with Kroxa, and also with Expressive Iteration. And Valky if you've played on the other half, but that's a little bit win more. Even Firebolt, actually. We have a lot of ways to make that become bigger even faster. All right. Oh, let's pop my face on up to the top here. There we go. On the draw for round 1 against SPL 114. Can we get good mana? That is the question. We don't have good mana, but our mana matches our spells, so I will keep it. Playing against green. Oof. That's bad. We really wanted them to play something like Beast deck where Spell Pierce is good. We don't have any answers to this once it's all the way up. So we might just die to this Hexdrinker very quickly. Hopefully they don't just level it up. It looks like they are, though. Bummer. We're just going to die to this one Hexdrinker on turn 1. If they just level this up to a 4/4, I think I'm just going to concede and conceal that we're playing other colors. Okay, I guess I will remand this just to try and draw lands and answers to this. Now we have red mana. Okay, let's just play Layla and attack. And then if we draw a black source, we could hit them with Shinobi. Actually, I don't want F6 because we could hit Chromox here. Dark Phaeton, alright. They can level it up to level 6 here. If we don't draw a black source, then I think we just play... I guess we could go Fact or Fiction, but I think I would lean towards Expressive Iteration. Imperial Recruiter, okay. Solitude. That's really bad. Can we find like a Shriek Maw? Okay, they just Solitude now. Sure. We do get to gain 3. So Expressive Iteration into Shriek Maw is what we're looking for. Okay, that's not terrible, but I think we still want to start with Expressive Iteration. Okay, we'll put Mana Drain into our hand. Swamp on the bottom, exile this. Then go land. Playing Ashiok doesn't do that much here. It just soaks up 5 damage. Is that worth it? I don't think so. I'm honestly just going to play Chromox, exiling that Ashiok. And then hold up Mana Drain. And our hope is that we can Mana Drain... if they just level up Hexdrinker, that would be really bad. But our hope is that we can Mana Drain something into Fact or Fiction and find an answer for the Hexdrinker. So we take 5. If they just play their Hierarch, I don't think I'm going to counter that. Hopefully they pay 3 mana for something. Just a Hierarch. Do we want to Mana Drain this? No. Then they don't even level this up twice. Strange. Gaunty is a decent draw. So let's play Mountain Gaunty. We can still hold up Mana Drain. Ouch, that's really bad. Green Sun Zenith does literally nothing for us. And you can only cast spells. You can't play lands. I guess we'll take the Green Sun Zenith out of their deck, but that was really bad for us. Now, if they draw land, they can level up their Hexdrinker all the way, and we just die. Okay, they disenchant that. Do we care? I think I will Mana Drain this because I want to incentivize them to cast a spell rather than leveling up the Hexdrinker. If we just pass with mana up, with 2 blue mana up, they're likely to... Oh, they drew the land. Okay, we just die then. They can level up their Hexdrinker all the way. And we don't have any answers to that. This card is so good. I'll take a draw step in case there's something I'm not thinking of, but we go down to 1 here. And yeah, there's no way. There's like basically no cards in the format that would work here. Yeah. Really frustrating. We just lost to 1 card. They did nothing other than play Hexdrinker there, but that 1 card was enough on its own. Do we have changes to make here? They're playing green, white, Solitude. Nighthawk Scavenger could be good for racing. I think I like the Scavenger a bit better than Layla here. Yeah, let's do that. Things with flying are going to be a lot better than things without flying in this matchup. And Nighthawk Scavenger allows us to race if they don't have an answer for it. If they hadn't drawn a land there, I think we win that game potentially. Or at least if we don't win, we're in good shape because we can draw a bunch of cards and we have at least 2 answers to the Hex Drinker. And if we could kill the Hex Drinker, they had literally nothing going. This hand has good mana, but I think we gotta ship it. Okay, I'll keep this hand. We'll keep and put back, I think, Gonti. We have a Braid to deal with our Hex Drinker or Mana Dude on turn 1. We haven't seen that many artifacts, so it's possible Dak Faden is not amazing, but even if it's just looting, that's not terrible. We have decent mana for Croxa, so hopefully the Dak can dig us towards Croxa. Oh, Strip Mine, come on. Alright, we need to draw lands pretty badly. Instead, we draw one of our second most expensive spell, so therefore the second worst draw in our deck. Mana Vault, okay, we can kill that with a Braid. Good draw. Dak Faden isn't as good against Mana Vault as you would think because they can just tap it in response, and then it's mostly just sitting there hitting you for 2 or for 1 every turn. I think I'm just going to get the Dak down rather than hold up Remand this turn. That could be bad depending on what they play, but getting the Dak going is important. Our hand is sort of awkward. Alright, I think we're discarding Shinobi Mountain here. And then our plan is to play the Scarab God and get back to Shinobi with that. Ignoble Hierarch, pass. Alright. Valky. So let's loot again, looking for Croxa. Discard Consecrated Sphinx, Valky, I think. And then we'll just go Firebolt this and hold up Remand. And then once we find 1 land for Scarab God, we can start going off. Okay, Remand this because they're constrained on green mana. Then we need to just find a land. I think I'm just discarding these 2 and playing Scarab God here. Although they could have Solitude, I guess. Yeah, I actually... Oh, man, what do we discard here? I think I'm going to discard Island, Nighthawk Scavenger, and just play Ashiok. I'm not 100% sure that this is correct, but I think just jamming the Scarab God right now when they could have Solitude and then we don't have much left over, it doesn't seem great. Okay, they just concede to that, sure. So, they're playing Strip Mine. That is good to know. Do we want to make any changes here? I don't think so. Yeah, let's just run it back. All right, ready for game 3 now. I'll keep this hand. It's a little bit light on lands, and if they have Strip Mine, that'll hurt. But we have a couple cheap removal spells, which I like. Okay, drawing land there's good. I was going to play Mountain, because if they Strip Mine the land, I would want it to be the Mountain. But now that we have a Swamp, I'm okay with them killing the Swamp. No Strip Mine, though. Knight of Autumn. All right, do we want to kill the Knight of Autumn or the Llanowar Elves? I think I'm just going to kill the Llanowar Elves. We're going to take a couple hits from this Knight of Autumn, but that's fine. Gonti will be really good against it. And this prevents them from playing scarier threats. So we're taking 8 from the Knight of Autumn, but I think that's okay. Their deck isn't that aggressive. Ugh, that is annoying. So we're playing Valky this turn. Them not having a play there is great for us. What you got? Biogenic Ooze and Thragtusk. That hand is annoying. I think we take the ooze here. Doesn't really matter. Either way, they're going to have a good 5-mana play when they get to that point. They draw Arbor, so they can play Thragtusk next turn if they draw a land. We take 4. We need to draw a spell we can cast this turn. Okay. Do we want to trade here? Or offer the trade? I don't think so. Ancient Tomb. So they can play Thragtusk. And the question is, do we want to play Gonti or Chupacabra here? I think we want to play Chupacabra to preserve our life total, because we are actually taking a lot of hits now. I don't want to trade here, so it would take 5. But then play Chupacabra and kill the Thragtusk. I mean kill the Knight of Autumn. Do we go to 1 here? I don't want to double block, and I don't want to chump block, so I actually am going to go to 1 here. I don't love it, but we don't have any fetch land, so it's not as bad as it would look. They just draw another land. Spell Pierce is probably not good, but it could be good. Let's go Island, Gonti. A lot of good options here, actually. I'm glad they're not drawing Questing Beast. I don't think holding up Spell Pierce is that good, so let's just take Noble Hierarch, I guess. And now we have plenty of blockers. I guess we could have swung for 3 with Valky there. We will block with Gonti and trade off. And then next turn we can play Consecrated Sphinx with Spell Pierce up. Mana Drain. Okay, yeah, I think we're really solidifying our position now. Totally fine trading Ravenous Chupacabra for the Beast token. Alright, they just take it. And this is the key turn. Okay, their draw step was bad, and so that's just game. Wow, we managed to fight back from 1 life. That was a sweet comeback. I really thought we were in a tough situation there, but we are able to fight back and secure the win. We're just below being visible on the leaderboard. I guess there's actually wait. Yeah, we're here. If we can get 1 more trophy, we'll surge up to be tied with 17, so we'd kick off player 002. Hopefully that can happen. I'll see you in round 2. All right, I need to stop doing that. My hotkey for end the pause of the recording is the same as the hotkey for saying to be on the draw, so we accidentally decided to be on the draw here for round 2. Sorry about that. We're going to mulligan this hand, though. So actually, depending on how low we mulligan, being on the draw actually could be better. This hand is great. We'll keep it and put back Gonti, I believe. And then our hope is to go Mana Drain into Consecrated Sphinx. If on turn 2 we Mana Drain their 3-drop, then we could play Consecrated Sphinx. I will play around Wasteland here. I don't often think that's correct, but in this situation it's pretty free. This is opponent who knows us. That's always fun. So we're playing against the fan of the channel. That's always fun. Yeah, I hope you get to see this video down the road, Atlas Atlantis. Cool name also, by the way. And hope you have a good match. Uh-oh. I don't know if that means that their deck is really... I guess it probably means it's really bad, but we will see. Or at least they think that it's bad. We'll see what land they fetch up with Windswept Heath. Godless Shrine. Okay. Well, this deck is probably going to be pretty good against black-white decks in general. They're playing Abzan, all right. Kitesail Freebooter. Oh, they get to take our Mana Drain. If we were on the play, we could have mana drained that Kaisa Freebooter and then played Factor Fiction. That would have been much better. So my little slip up is not ideal here. I think I'm just gonna get the Water Grave into play tapped. It gives information away, but it also saves us life, which could be relevant here. Okay, every color except blue is now being represented in their mana. Three Stone Coil. Okay, we need to draw some removal spells. Spell Pierce. I mean, I guess this isn't the fastest of clocks. If they tap out for a Planeswalker and we can Spell Pierce it and then we get to play Factor Fiction next turn, we'll be in an okay shape, but we do need to find ways to kill these things. Taking 4 this turn. Luckily, no Fallen Shinobi is being represented. I really hope this is a non-creature spell. Okay, sweet. Oh, no. Is that better than playing Factor Fiction? I think it is, because it will survive this first attack. And then hopefully we can find something to make it continue to survive. Whoa, 3 creatures. Arbor Elf, Grist, and Golo. So it'd be really sweet if we could put Grist into play, but that might be a little bit tough. We need to find a removal spell. Oh, they are playing 5 colors, all right. Ashiok is going to go to 1. Even if Ashiok does die, she's taking out a bunch of their good cards and then soaking up a lot of damage, which buys us time. Okay, well, putting Arbor Elf into play doesn't really help us, so we are going to plus again. And then, what are the cards we're hoping to hit here? Gargaroth, Trophy, and Stomping Ground. We could Factor Fiction into Bloodchief's Thirst. I think I'm going to fire off this main phase Factor Fiction. Actually, do we want to play around Mana Tithe? No, this is not a Mana Tithe deck. You can't really, I mean, maybe they have Mana Tithe, but you don't really want to be playing Mana Tithe in a 5-color deck. You need to be having very consistent access to white mana. Okay, we didn't hit our Bloodchief's Thirst, so our Ashiok will die. And honestly, pretty bad hits. Let's see, they know about only the Consecrated Sphinx, so they don't know that we have other lands. I think we can afford to just take the 2 spells here. This is a pretty good split, I think, from the opponent's information set. But given the fact that we do have 2 lands in hand, I think... Oh, okay, now it's a little bit more of a tough decision. So next turn we're playing Consecrated Sphinx. The turn after we could play Valky. Let's see. Murderous Rider is good interaction. I think I'm going to take the Murderous Rider here because we already have good card draw, so I think we can outgrind them. And Murderous Rider is better interaction than Valky is. It's also good when we're low on life. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this pile. This is close, though. Solid split by the opponent. We'll put into play the Swamp. We're planning on playing Consecrated Sphinx next turn, but we could potentially just go play and, if they play a Planeswalker we need to deal with immediately, we could go Swift End your thing, then play Murderous Rider because we played this Swamp here. So we take 1. Leovold. I'm still playing the Consecrated Sphinx. It is not bad. We just draw 1 card instead of 2. We'll want to Murderous Rider that eventually, but this turn, let's just get the Sphinx down. It's pretty awesome that, if this was an enchantment, it would be decent. But given that it's like a huge flying creature, so in addition to drawing you cards, it also holds down the fort very well with its big booty for blocking. They only have 2 cards. Do they have a way to kill the Consecrated Sphinx? Primeval Titan. Well, that's scary. We can Abrade the Leovold and then Murderous Rider the Primeval Titan, though. And they have a ton of mana, but they won't, like, they only have one card then. Hopefully they don't have really good man lands. That is one thing that could potentially be a problem. Wasteland. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's not too bad. They don't have any attacks. We get to untap. Let's go Abrade to deal 3 damage to this. They get to draw a card. We don't get to draw a card here, unfortunately, because the Leavold's still in play. Then we go Swift End, kill Primeval Titan. And then I think I'm just going to make them sacrifice something. Do we want to make them sacrifice an artifact? I guess if we make them sacrifice a creature, they get to decide. And if we make them sacrifice an artifact, they don't get to decide. So if they think that this is more valuable, they'll just sacrifice it anyways. So we'll not let them make that choice and make them sacrifice an artifact. We could also save it to deal with a Planeswalker, but I think with a Consecrated Sphinx in play, I want to use my mana as efficiently as possible. And do we want to trade 4 damage for 1? I actually don't even think so. We're fully just going on grind mode here. We get to draw 2 again. Well, not really the draws I was looking for, but still this is looking okay. I'll note, it's really good we took the Swift End pile, it looks like. I think Valkyrie would have been less effective there, because we wouldn't have been able to remove both Leavold and Primeval Titan. So, while our hand is, like, these 3 aren't great, Expressive Iteration is very strong. We've seen 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lands, so only 6 lands left out of 19 cards. Kroxa is probably the card we're looking to draw towards. Although, if they wasteland our Spirebluff Canal, we can no longer play and escape it in the same turn. This turn. Like, we can next turn we can get all our red mana down. Okay, they play land down to 2 cards. Regrowth Leavold and then play Leavold. Okay. That's not too bad. We can likely find a removal spell for it with the Expressive Iteration. We can't kill it with Shriekmaw, but Ravenous Chupacabra would be good. What is this? Gideon Jura? So, yeah, I'm not sure what they're playing here. Fractured Identity would just win. It's not that. 5 mana, what, Solitude? Plow Under. Okay. So, Spirebluff Canal is the worst land here. So, we're going to draw the island and then play Expressive Iteration and hope to hit... And hope to just, like, yeah, just dig through these bad cards on top. Okay, we'll put... Do we want to play Layla this turn? Yeah, sure. So we'll go Layla into our hand, Spirebluff Canal on the bottom, exile Haunted Ridge, play Haunted Ridge, play Layla. And I'll attack if they want to trade with Leavold, that's totally fine. And if they just take it, that's also fine. Chrome Mox. Okay, I'll just cast that and put it into play. Exiling nothing, of course, since we don't have anything to exile. And we'll pass turn, draw 1 card off of their Leavold. They can wasteland our Watery Grave, but that's fine. Dang. Our hand is not good. 5, 10, 11, 12 lands, plus there's 1 on the bottom. So that's 13 lands. There's 4 lands in the next 15 cards. Yep, they wasteland the Watery Grave. And just pass, okay. Muldrifter is not good here. It will be good, though, once we get the Leavold off the board. Let's start by attacking. Remand. That's not very good for us. We'll just go Island, Murder's Rider. Pass turn. Draw 1 card again. Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay, that's an answer to the Leavold. Our win conditions that we're looking for are Scarab God and Fallen Shinobi. There's the Shinobi. Okay, so I think we attack with everything now. Or no, let's play a little bit slow. We could go for the Shinobi hit. Well, we'll start by attacking with Layla. Dak Faden, okay. We're going to play that and not use it, I think, this turn. Take 5. I'm not going to Shinobi here because I want the Layla in play. We will go Bloodchief's Thirst, your Leavold. They draw a card. You can't draw cards there. Kill your guy. Then we'll go land Dak Faden and not do anything with him. I mean, we could loot, but I don't think we want to do that because I don't want to get milled. I think that's like a bigger risk than losing this game on damage, it looks like at this point. And we can just still draw tons of cards. Okay, there's the Kroxa. So next turn we can take out their hand with Kroxa. Okay, yeah, there we go. So we're playing against like base green, 5 color. Their deck looks pretty sweet. The key is going to be not letting them dominate our mana with Wasteland and Plow Under and bringing back Wasteland with the Renin 6. Do we want to make any changes here? I would love to be able to play Vindicate. Ophiomancer and Rotting and Nighthawk Scavenger are both options, but I think I just want to run it back. Yeah, I think that's fine to just run it back. Consecrated Sphinx was very strong that game. We currently have no spells that we can cast, but I think this is still a keep. Mana Drain into Muldrifter is very strong, and if we find any blue source or black source, that unlocks a couple spells from our hand. If we draw no lands for our first 3 draw steps in a row, we're in really bad shape, but the odds of that are very slim. Maybe 14%, something like that. A little bit over 12.5%. Tropical Island go, that's fine. We will play around Wasteland since we know they have it. This means we can't play Kroxa on turn 2, but I don't think we would want to do that anyways. Do they have the Renin 6? Bloodchief's Thirst can kill Renin 6 once we find a red source, but that would still be pretty good if they have it. Yep, they do. Unfortunate. If we were on the play here, this would look way better. Now, if they also have Wasteland, we're going to be in bad shape. But if they don't have Wasteland this turn, and we can if they play Leavold, and we can Mana Drain the Leavold and then play Muldrifter, I like our chances. This looks like Leavold. They have Leavold mana. Kitesail Freebooter. Okay, not as good, but we're still countering this. Now we're just going to play Muldrifter, but not be able to have up Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay, I'm actually gonna go main phase Factor Fiction now. Actually, no. Let's still just get the Muldrifter down because we can also evoke we can Ninjutsu Fallen Shinobi with this potentially. We need to find black mana. Okay, there we go. Got our black mana. Next turn we can either Bloodchief's Thirst the Ren or hit them with a Shinobi. Probably Shinobi is gonna be better, but we'll see what they do. This is a big turn in the game. If they don't have a relevant spell here, and we get to untap, I really like our position, but we'll see what they do. 4 mana, Garruk Relentless to kill Muldrifter. That's pretty bad. Okay, that was bad. Oh, that was a great draw, though. So let's go Expressive Iteration. for mana efficiency, I'm really hoping to hit a black land. If we don't hit a black land, I will just play the land from my hand. Okay, sweet. This worked out well. Do we want the Chromox? I don't think so. I'll just put Layla into the hand. Chromox on the bottom. Exile Swamp. Play Swamp. Play Bloodchief's Thirst to kill Ren. Play Firebolt to kill Garrick. And pass turn. That was a great turn. We got a 2-for-1 of card draw, and then we got to remove 2 Planeswalkers for 1 mana each. And now next turn we can play Layla plus Kroxa. They could play Plow Under, which would be a little annoying. 3 mana. Elder Gargaroth. We don't have an answer for that right now. I guess we could just play Gonti, though, and that can block it if they don't have a removal spell. Ooh, Oko into Fairy. I mean, we'll take their Oko, I think, but those are both phenomenal. So if they have a removal spell for the Gonti, they can swing in, but we'll see. Okay, they have Grist. That's not that good, actually. They don't want to sacrifice their Gargaroth. Oh, okay, wow, that was a really good turn for them. Hopefully they draw a card with the Gargaroth rather than making a 3/3. Because then we can use Oko to turn their Elder Gargaroth into a 3/3 and he'll survive. I'm not saying it, like, I think from their information set, it's very possible drawing a card is better. But given that we have, oh wait, do they know? No, they don't know that we have Oko. They do make it 3/3. That's a bummer. So we still don't have a way to deal with that Gargaroth. We need to find a removal spell ASAP. Consecrated Sphinx. Okay, we'll just play that. And now we really need to find Ravenous Chupacabra. Or, okay, Swift End. Sure, that'll do the trick as well. Do they have a way to kill the Consecrated Sphinx? Hopefully not. They do. So we're taking 9. We really want them to draw a card here, but they almost definitely will make it 3/3. Bummer. So we take this, go to 4. Is there any? We need to draw Ravenous Chupacabra. I think that's our only out. I guess we're not. Oh no, we're pretty dead. Let's see. They can Grist minus on something. We could turn their Gargaroth into an Elk. That doesn't help. We could. We actually might have a chance if this Oko if we take it into Fairy instead of Oko, actually. We can Swift End the Elder Gargaroth and play a blocker. That doesn't do it, though. Yeah, it looks like they got us this game. Their deck looks insanely strong. I don't know why they were saying this deck is sketchy. So, really close game 2. We do fall there, but now we get to be on to play for game 3, which I really like. Do we want to bring in Kitesail Freebooter? I don't think so. I think we just run it back. We are light on removal spells, though, in this deck, which is a real problem. Elder Gargaroth is quite strong when you can't kill it immediately. Alright, on the play here. Cannot keep a no-lander. Alright, this hand is keepable. We want to play, I think, what do we put on the bottom? I want to play turn 2 Valky, turn 3 Ashiok. I think we want to put back the Fallen Shinobi here. Yeah, I'll put back Shinobi. And then we're going to lead on the Haunted Bridge. If they have Wasteland, that's slightly annoying. I guess it'll be really sad if they have Ren in 6 also. But hopefully they just have creatures and Valky can do some good work. Well, that certainly looks like a turn 2 Ren in 6. We need to go for it, though. I mean, yeah, I guess we could have put Valky on the bottom, but we're not going to have Valky and not play it on turn 2 just because we're so afraid of Ren in 6. Okay. Well, I was thinking I wanted to take the freebooter so we could get Ashiok down, but Leovold is annoyingly good against Ashiok. Every time we plus, they get to draw a card. And we don't have a removal spell for it, so I'm actually going to take the Leovold. And now, we could, if they Kitesail Freebooter to take our Ashiok, then we could just pay 3 and make Valky turn into Leovold, which is pretty sweet, actually. So they play Swamp, Kitesail Freebooter. I mean, I'm assuming they'll take the Ashiok, and then we take then we'll do the Valky thing. If they don't take Ashiok, we'll play it, but that would be a very strange play. Yeah, they do take it. No surprise there. We draw Gonti. Pretty terrible draw. I mean, not actually terrible, but we need to draw. We need to draw land. All right. Swing for 3 and pass. Now, if they want to Assassin's Trophy the Leovold, we're going to get a land and draw a card out of it. It might still be correct for them to do it, but okay, yeah. So they do kill this. We get to draw a card. Then we're going to go get our land, which is going to be a swamp. They can play Gonti. Or, sorry, they can play Leovold next turn. Oh, Wasteland. Okay. It's a little annoying. Now if we draw a non-black land, we won't be able to play Gonti. Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay, let's evoke Muldrifter because I do really want to hit another land drop. And this will be turned off soon. Brutal. Absolutely brutal to not draw a land there. Now they get to play their Leovold. Yeah, if we draw a land there, I think we're very ahead. But since we're missing this land drop, it's close. We might be behind, though. Oh, they're playing Kitesail Freebooter. I'm pretty happy to see that. They can take Bloodchief's Thirst if they want to. I guess they sort of need to take Bloodchief's Thirst. But we have plenty of other good plays. The one perk of missing land drops is it does mean you have a lot of good spells. They got to take the Bloodchief's Thirst, though, here. And then we need to find removal spells to sort of break this castle that they're creating. Like, if we can... They take the Bloodchief's Thirst, but then we find a removal spell. We can kill Tidehollow Sculler. Oh, they don't even kill... They don't take the Thirst. Interesting. So we really, really want to draw a land here, of course. Nice. We're constrained on... I guess we just go Bloodchief's Thirst, the Tidehollow Sculler, and then attack with Layla. Yeah, that's the most mana-efficient thing. We could also play Factor Fiction, but I think I want to impact the board. Now, hopefully we can hit Chrome Mox off of this. All right, Island. That's a little bit of a bummer because I would have sort of liked to draw that, but we're still in pretty good shape here. They know about the Fallen Shinobi, but if they chump block this Layla every turn, that's not a great situation for them. They have Leovold, Forest, and... Okay, Forest and 2 unknowns. Are they just chump blocking Layla or letting us hit them with Shinobi? Either one of which seems pretty good for us. We'll take 1 again. Our life total is very high. Alright, let's attack. Scarab God. Well, that's a little bit unfortunate because we can't play that. Let's Fallen Shinobi. This card is ridiculously strong. Okay, we'll play Arbor Elf, play Oko, play Spire Bluff Canal, and I think I'm just going to make an elk, or make a food token here rather than turn Leavold into an elk. Leavold doesn't do that much on this board. Or we could even just make this Arbor Elf into a 3/3. Yeah, I think that actually seems pretty good. So now they can't attack with a Leavold. Yeah, we're just in a great position. They need to deal with this Fallen Shinobi. Their life total is also under some pressure. We can play Croxa. Next turn, our plan is probably Layla into Croxa. Ramming up Excavator. That's a nice value with Wasteland, but I still think it's not going to be enough. In fact, they might not even be able to use the Wasteland here. Yeah, they just pass. Okay. Let's start with a Croxa. So they're down to 6. Now we'll play Layla and attack with everything. If they want to double block the Shinobi, they can kill it, but that's fine. Swing all out. I'm not enthusiastic about playing this Wandering Fumarole. I would rather just hit a basic land off of this. Congrats, Rampage. Okay. Jump block the Fallen Shinobi. I mean, yeah, I don't really see a way they could get out of this. They do go for trading with the Shinobi, which is fine. We'll kill the Leavold. They jump block that and go to 2, or go to 3. We get our Ashiok back 2. Now we'll make a food. Play 1 on Fumarole and pass turn. Primeval Titan, okay. We can turn that into an elk. The unsung hero of this game was Valky becoming a Leavold. And then they had to Assassin's Trophy it. It's possible that they weren't supposed to do it, but I think they didn't know that we didn't have a land. But at any rate, they killed the Valky, and we were able to draw a card and get a land off of that. Now they just pass. That should just be game. We can steal. We can exchange this food and the Ramen Up Excavator, which is actually, Ramen Up is good for us here. We can start playing our stuff from our graveyard, but that doesn't even matter because we get to swing all out. Actually, they were dead even without this because of the Wandering Fumarole, but they are at 3, and we have multiple attackers. All right, let's attack with both of these 2 3/3s. All right, good game, Atlas Atlantis. That was a pretty sweet match. Your deck was sweet. Hopefully you enjoy watching this video later. And we are on to the finals. See you there. All right, we are on the draw against Christian Bales. We're the good hand. We'll keep this. Interesting choice if we want to play what are the land sequencing. If we play Verdant Catacombs for Watergrave on turn 1, we don't have Angrath's Rampage on turn 2. But we do have Remand. Ooh, playing against black. Or playing against red. That means that paying life is worse than it would otherwise be. Okay, given that we drew that, now I can comfortably just play the Verdant Catacombs. We can grab Watery Grave, and then turn 2 we'll have access to any of our 3 2-mana spells. And which one we play will depend entirely on what they do. Hopefully they just pass, and we can hold up Remand. Embereth Shieldbreaker. Okay. Do we want to kill that or remand? I think it's better to hold up remand this turn. Well, we'll see what we draw. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold up remand. If they don't play anything and we just take 2 and then untap, that's a win for us. And if they do play like a Rabble Master, I would much rather remand that than let it resolve, having just killed a 2-1. Ooh, yeah, definitely happy to remand this. That's a scary card, though. And we don't have great answers to it going forward. Okay, so we'll just make them sacrifice their dude. If this could hit enchantments, we would save it to kill the Sulfuric Vortex, but it cannot. So the way we win this game is by getting Kroxa down quickly and racing and hoping that they don't have like flyers or things like that. So we can go Factor Fiction next turn, and then if we find Chromox, we can escape Kroxa the turn after. They just play Sulfuric Vortex. No 1-mana play, please. Okay, good. We take our draw step after taking 2. Okay, so yeah, if we can find any black or red spell off of this Factor Fiction, we can play an Escape Kroxa next turn, which can race Sulfuric Vortex very effectively, and a red deck is probably not going to have an answer to it. The one answer they could have would be Zealous Conscript, and we just have to accept dying to that. But against anything else in the format, I like our chances here. It's really good we don't have an island in play. Now, it would be sort of funny if there's like a bunch of great blue cards, but then we take a black or red card very highly anyways. Okay, Hazoret can't attack this turn, and next turn we can block it with Kroxa. It can block the Kroxa, but still, that's a good exchange for us. So, fire off this Factor Fiction, looking primarily for any black or red spell. Okay, we found plenty. The land has literally no value for us, so we're not going to put any stock in which pile that's in. And the least valuable spell also doesn't matter to us. So what's the most valuable spell? Probably, I don't really know. Maybe Layla because it can push damage. Ashiok does very little. If they do the split, I'll definitely take Layla Murderous Rider. I'm not saying this is a bad split, but I do think Layla Murderous Rider is a pretty easy pickup for us here. So we'll untap, take 2. And now I think we pitch the Murderous Rider here. And go Kroxa. This takes out both of the cards from their hand. So they're going to be top decking. And then we can play any of our lands to do this. I guess we'll play Swamp. It doesn't really matter. Discarding Shrine of Burning Rage. Okay. Then Swamp. Escape Kroxa. I don't think it really matters what we leave in our graveyard. I guess we want to take out our instants and sorceries in case they have Direfleet Daredevil. So we'll take that, and that. Take out their last card. And then I think we can race here. If they top like a burn spell and they swing with Hazoret, we block and then they kill our Kroxa. That would be a little awkward. But I think we could get cards in the graveyard fairly quickly. I mean maybe not, but I think we could. They discard Thundermaw Hellkite. Wow, that's a good last card. So if they brick on this draw stat, they're in really bad shape. We don't have any removal spells for the Hazoret. I guess, no, we don't have Liliana of the Veil. Yeah, we have no way to kill that at all, but that's fine. Something I actually didn't adequately note, but was true with the Factor Fiction was there's actually active benefit to the land being in the graveyard. The land made that pile less appealing here. So if we attack with Kroxa, they'll discard their land or they'll discard their card to hit us for 2, and then they take 3 from the Kroxa attack. What if we play Layla and attack with it? Consecrated Sphinx. Okay, let's just do that then. And I think I'm going to just fire off Firebolt on their face. Actually, yeah. So we do want to attack because Consecrated Sphinx blocked Hazoret. So swing for 6. They discard a card. Yep. So we take 2, they take 3. They block. Then we Firebolt their face and play Consecrated Sphinx. Then they'll go to 11 in their upkeep. We're still dead to Zealous Conscripts, but Glorybringer is no longer that much of a problem. I think we're ahead here. So we'll go Island, Firebolt your face, just for mana efficiency. Since this game is just going to be raced, all that matters is winning, killing them before Sulfuric Vortex kills us. Play the Sphinx, pass turn, and we'll draw 2. So it goes down to 9/9. We draw, or they draw, we draw 2. Spell Pierce Shinobi. Okay, Fallen Shinobi's pretty good here. We can Shinobi the Consecrated Sphinx to hit them for an extra point of damage and potentially hit something off of the top of their library. Spell Pierce is unlikely to be good, but it could do something if they have, I guess Banefire would be the only thing, and that wouldn't work if they drew another land. Because if they have 6 mana, Banefire would be uncounterable. Alright, they just pass. We take 2 down to 7. Do we want to play Layla? I think we do. I think we just play Layla and swing out. And I'm even going to play an island. It means we're not going to get value off of playing a land from Fallen Shinobi, but that doesn't matter in the slightest. This game is not going to be decided by incremental value at the margins. It's going to be decided by just pushing damage. All right, they die, or they concede. So up a game in the finals against Mono Red, but this could be a tough matchup. We don't really have good answers to Sulfuric Vortex, well, we have some for Shrine of Burning Rage. We can bring in Nighthawk Scavenger, Ophiomancer, Rotting Regisaur, all really nice additions. What do we not want? Ashiok is not great. Dak Faden is okay, I think, because Sealing Artifacts could be good against them. We need to make 2 more cuts. Maybe Layla. Yeah, I'll cut Layla. It's okay for pushing damage, but we're going to primarily want to be playing defense here. Croaks is not amazing on the first half, but the back half is very good. I want all the removal. We could cut some of the card draw. Maybe Factor Fiction. Yeah, I'll do that. And we've made the deck a little bit heavier black, so I think I want to bring in a Swamp and cut a Mountain. We cut Layla, Ashiok, Factor Fiction. So we cut more blue. All right, I'll cut an Island and bring in 1 Swamp. I also kind of want to play Kitesail Freebooter, but I think we just run it like this. We really want to draw Chrome Mox every game. Chrome Mox will really be a big help for just not being too slow on the draw in particular. All right, great hand. Oh, actually, we have no black mana, even though we did just add a black source. I'm still keeping, since these cards are both really good, but we do want to find some black sources. Any draw in our deck other than a black source, or then a blue or red source would be good. Figure of Destiny, okay, let's kill that. Drawing another black spell was quite bad. Although it is very good with Ophiomancer, because you can swing with Death Touch Token. They'll pretty much never block it, and then we can get the Shinobi down. Porcelain Legionnaire, okay. Black source. Or a Braid or something. Okay. We'll represent a counterspell. At least Mole Drifter is a castable spell, but if they just hit us for 3 and then play Sulfuric Vortex, and then our next play is just to play Mole Drifter, that's very weak. Hopefully they play around Counter Magic here. That's what we really want. Shrine of Burning Rage, okay. Hopefully we can find a removal spell for that in an opportunity where they have only 2 or 1 mana available. That would have been good last turn. Let's evoke Mole Drifter. Actually, I'm not going to F6 in case we find this Chrome Mox. Okay, do we want to play Chrome Mox pitching Fallen Shinobi? I think the answer is yes. We're a ways away from getting Shinobi to be active, and we need black mana. So this lets us hold up Spell Pierce this turn and then still have black mana for next turn. We can also flashback Firebolt next turn to kill the Porcelain Legionnaire if we want to. Although it's probably just better to play Ophiomancer. So we're ready to Spell Pierce a Koth or a Chandra or a Sulfuric Vortex. The worst thing there would have been Avalanche Riders, so it's good they didn't have that. Okay, they just passed. That's definitely fine for us. Wandering Fumarole, so let's go black, red, whatever. Play Ophiomancer and then get the Fumarole down tapped. Char, we'll Spell Pierce the Char. And then next turn we can either play Swift End or Firebolt, depending on what they do. We do need to find an answer to the Shrine of Burning Rage, but the board is pretty well contained. They could also have like Thundermaw Hellkite or something, which would be pretty bad here. We do have an answer, but that would hit us for 5 and require us to use our Swift End immediately. So we would need to find if we draw Dak Faden or Braid, we could beat Thundermaw Hellkite, but otherwise it'll be tough. Also, Hazoret would be quite bad for us. I would say we're 35% to win this game, but then when we're on the play for game 3, probably at least 50. Flametongue Yearling to kill Ophiomancer. They probably wanted to do that post-combat, because I would have chump blocked the Porcelain Legionnaire, but now I'm not going to. We'll take 3. And really hope to draw one of our Artifact Destruction spells. Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay, that's a decent draw. I think we will just take out their board here. So we'll go Swamp. Bloodchief's Thirst to kill this. Flashback Firebolt to kill this. And then we'll swing for 1. Problem is this shrine is just ticking up and we don't have much of a clock. I guess we could play Murderous Rider just as a dude, which has lifelink. So that could be okay if they have nothing else in hand. We can play a 2/3 with lifelink and then animate Wandering Fumarole and swing for 5. And if they ever crack their shrine to kill one of our creatures, then we're in great shape. Faithless Looting, okay. With 1 card in hand. Just discarding 2 lands. Hopefully they flashback Faithless Looting now. Okay, Magda's fine. Now, this is a golden opportunity. Can we find a way to steal or kill a shrine? We have, I think, only 2 in the deck, which isn't amazing, but that is 2. And then we have card draw that can find it. Valky. Well, that does it. That's another answer. Beautiful. That's sweet. So we can play Valky on the back half, and it can exile an artifact or, let's see, artifact or creature. Yeah, so we'll exile the Shrine of Burning Rage. Perfect. Then if they find a removal spell for the snake, they can kill our Valky, but that's fine. This costs 3 to activate, so they cannot sacrifice it in response. And we can even just play that if we want to. It's not great for us, but it gains a counter every upkeep, and then we do have some red spells. This is a big draw step. If they don't draw something big here, we win immediately. Hopefully there's a Faithless Looting. Okay, good. Now they can't play something like a Thundermaw. If they kill the Snake and the Tybalt, we're still ahead, I think, but it's close. And if we get to untap with Tybalt, we basically win instantly. And even if they kill the Tybalt, we can still cast the thing because we have this emblem that stays even after Tybalt leaves. They discard Young Pyromancer, Grim Lavamancer. Lots of Mancers over there. Alright, they have 3 mana. Do they have a removal spell in this 3 mana? Even if they do kill all our permanents, we have a high life total. But it looks like this is actually going to work. Three mana. Banefire that. Okay. Oh, yeah, I guess that's sorcerer speed, so they couldn't... Oh, no, yeah, they could have Banefired... Yeah, I think they could have done that better. They could have Banefired the dude for 1, and then just attacked, and their Magda would have survived, but I'm not complaining. I think I'm just going to play Murderous Rider as a dude. Yeah, this means that we can't kill a Planeswalker as easily, but I think we can still kill a Planeswalker by attacking. So we'll just play this, and then play Shrine and pass turn. And if we can start gaining 2 life a turn, that's going to be very tough for them to beat. Like, this is way better if they play Hazoret here. Like, Hazoret's one of their scariest draws, but we can't kill Hazoret either way, and we can gain some life. Okay, there we go. Got the trophy. That was a sweet league. And a really sweet deck. We had not a great mana base, but we were able to... I mean, we might have just gotten lucky. It didn't end up causing us too much pain. The one time where it was really an issue, they played Assassin's Trophy, which helped fix our mana. So, this was our deck list, and it was really, really sweet. We had a bad mana base, but a great set of spells. We had a lot of cheap interaction, a very low curve that could still grind really well. Our top end was very strong. Like, Muldrifter and Shriekmaw are both cards that are cheap interaction that also scale really well in the late game. And Fallen Shinobi was great. Scarab God we never really used, but Consecrated Sphinx was great. Factor Fiction gave us a lot of consistency and was very good with Kroxa. That one game against Mono Red was such a sweet Kroxa game where we were able to just play and escape it on turn 5 because of the Chromox. The cheap interaction was good, of course. Mana Drain was good. Valkyrie was sweet. We played it. Actually, yeah, Valkyrie was very good. It was being 7 mana to exile the Shrine of Burning Rage won us one game, and it won another game by just taking their Leavold and then becoming a Leavold. So this card really impressed me. That was the most relevant I've ever seen this X ability of the front half of Valkyrie be. But that certainly is a relevant part of the text. Ashiok and Dak, I guess Dak looted a lot in one game where our opponent was a little mana screwed. Ashiok was never amazing, but it did soak up a lot of damage at one point. And Layla was really strong. I mean, yeah, just all around, there wasn't really any card in this deck that underperformed. Everything seemed pretty powerful, and this was one of the better Chromox drafts I've had. Every time we drew Chromox, it was very good. There was one time where we didn't choose it off of Expressive Iteration, and that was fine. And then in other circumstances, it was a total life changer. Or game changer, life saver, game saver. Any of those work, because it was great. Yeah, I mean, we were able to beat grindy decks. We were able to beat aggressive decks. We never played combo, but I think we would have had a decent combo matchup, although we didn't have much hand disruption. But yeah, it's just a sweet league all around. I love Grixis. I love getting to play a lot of sweet gold cards, which we certainly could do here. And that was just a lot of fun and a great result. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you.